Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever it is that you may be. Today I want to talk about two subjects in this video. A reality check for the AR-15 style rifle, whatever you want to call it. And the other topic that I want to talk to you about is the 5 reasons why every American household needs an AR-15 style rifle. There's probably more than that, but that's what I've been calling it for a couple years anyways. So the AR-15 rifle, the news media tries to make it out to be a high-powered assault rifle. The news media calls it all manner of things in order to try and vilify the gun to make it sound like it's some incredibly huge weapon. Now, another thing you may notice about the AR-15 style rifle, AR-15, M16, M4 carbine, whatever you want to call it, is the media, whenever they're referring to somebody owning a rifle like this and it's a private citizen, they always try to hype it up like it's much bigger than it really is. That they call it high-powered assault rifle with a high-capacity magazine. I wish they'd call it a magazine. They call it a clip usually, but 30-round magazine, things like that. But when a law enforcement officer in the news is, they tone it down quite a bit. They call it a rifle or something real weak. But anyways, so the media is trying to portray this as a bad gun. Now let me talk to you about military grade firepower, another buzzword the media likes to use. How powerful is this gun? Let's take a walk through history. American battle rifle history. Started out, I'll start off with the 1903 Springfield rifle, a 30-06 caliber rifle, big, huge cartridge, very powerful, goes a long way. Okay. Later, the military, this is the short version, the military downsized to a 308 caliber rifle, same size bullet, smaller cartridge, less gunpowder, less powerful, but still quite effective as a battle rifle. After that, I'm skipping quite a bit here. Vietnam, they came out with the M16, the Eugene Stoner design, which now takes on a lot of different names, the AR-15, the M16, the la-da-da-da-da, like I just said. Okay, again, another downsize. Now the bullet itself is essentially a 22 caliber bullet with a whole, bunch of gunpowder behind it. So what we have now is essentially the smallest, teeny weeniest, little tiny bullet that you can put in a rifle to have it continue to be effective as a weapon that can exert meaningful force against an enemy. If the bullet got any smaller, if the rifle cartridge itself for this AR-15, M16, M4 Eugene Stoner design rifle got any smaller, it would not be effective in combat or for any other purpose whatsoever. So when the media tries to hype this up as being a super powerful rifle that only the military should have, like certain president I can think of says, only the weapons of war should be on the battlefield and not in our streets, okay? Like I said, either we have a Second Amendment or we don't have a Second Amendment. Either you have the right to keep and bear arms or you don't. So my first point is the media tries to vilify this weapon to make it sound like it's way bigger than it really is, when in fact it is so small and so little powerful of a firearm. I don't know if that's correct English or not, but it's so small that any smaller and it would not be effective as a rifle. So that's the first point. Now the second point is, why does every American need to have an AR-15 style rifle? I'm going to set this down. It's okay. It's a battle rifle. It can handle it a little bit. I would like all of you, after watching this video, to keep in your back pocket, your wallet, purse, wherever, the 5 reasons why every American household needs a battle rifle. And the reason I want you to do that is because quite often ordinary, everyday gun owners will inadvertently find themselves on TV unexpectedly, either at a gun show or something like that. And so when you get a TV camera in front of you, you want to be able to speak articulately and clear as to why do Americans need these battle rifles, whatever you want to call it, these teeny weeny little AR-15 rifles. Again, those rifles that the media tries to call high-powered assault rifles, high-powered assault weapons. Ooh. The top 5 reasons in no particular order, just the reason I wrote it down, is number 1, to deter a foreign invasion. The last line of defense. The last line of defense of any country is the private citizens. If the military gets overthrown by hostile foreign nationals, then it is up to the citizens of every country to defend their own homeland. It's not just the job of the military, but it's also the job of every citizen of any country. It's, you know, there's a mentality that states that it's only the police's job to do policing, or it's only the military's job to defend the country. If you're a member of if you're a citizen of a country, any country, I'm standing in the United States right now. As a matter of fact, over that way, not very far, is Mexico. You can see those mountains back there and go on a little past that. This land I'm standing in now used to be Mexico, but there was this thing, we bought some land from Mexico, and so now this is called Arizona. Anyways, if we want to defend our country from hostile foreign invaders who might be up to some sort of nefarious thing like trafficking drugs, human trafficking, the list, you know, is infinite, okay? You want to defend the borders, which is over there, then you're going to need a battle rifle. Handguns are just close range defense against one opponent. A rifle is capable of defending against multiple hostile opponents at one time. That's what it does. And you don't have to get quite so close to your enemy in order to defend the country from the bad guys. Number 2, one person can defend against multiple threats when the police tell you that you are on your own. So I touched on that a minute ago, but there's been a number of incidents in the United States, for example, where the police are completely overwhelmed. There's about 1 police officer for every 35,000 citizens. So even if it was the police officer's job to provide to you individualized protection, there's simply not enough of them to go around, and there never will be. Again, back to the first point, it's everybody's job to defend their neighborhoods, their country from the forces of evil in whatever form it takes on. So that's another reason why you need a rifle. Number 3, the best shooters bring, the best soldiers in the military bring their shooting skills from home when they report for duty. So what that means is a lot of the best soldiers, they grew up shooting firearms. I personally owned an AR-15 before I ever went in the military, and I knew how to operate the weapon. I learned how to operate it better once I received the training that the U.S. Army provides. But my point is that the best soldiers already know how to shoot a weapon, and then they can take what their knowledge is that they bring from home and they can put it towards serving their country. They've got a head start on everybody else, and then they can do a much more effective job that way. Some people maybe never touched a firearm until they joined the military. That's okay, whatever. It's a lot harder learning curve. But if you're raised with firearm safety, you're raised with firearms your whole life, you're going to do better in the military, in my humble opinion, at defending the country. So another reason why every American household needs an AR-15. Number 4, American products supporting Americans. This rifle that I showed you a minute ago is made in America. And not only that, all of the fancy pants parts that make up this rifle are also made in America. There's a complete industry, a sub-industry, part of the greater firearms industry that consists of small companies, American business owners making parts for this rifle, hot rod parts if you like. And so when you buy an AR-15, you're supporting all these small businesses, and believe me, there's a lot of them. If you've ever been to a thing called the SHOT Show, there's a lot of small companies, a lot of small American businesses in an industry that make parts to support this rifle. So you're supporting American industry when you buy and own an AR-15 style rifle. Number 5. Before I tell you what's number 5 is, I'll tell you, in the year, day, and time that I wrote this, I thought it was almost so laughable. I knew it was true, but I thought it was laughable. I thought that it's so far beyond the realm of possibility that it pained me to even speak it out loud. But I knew it was true. I've known it was true for a long time. But number 5, defense against sleeper cells. America may need to call upon her citizens to defend and assist her military. Sleeper cells are when you have hostile foreign nationals who infiltrate the company. They set up training camps inside the military. They assemble a huge cache of weapons, cache, however you pronounce that, and they stay dormant, ready to strike when they receive word from whoever's calling the shots in whatever country that they came from. Now, that used to be a ridiculous notion, but right now, even though I'm standing in Arizona, there's a number of confirmed sleeper cell camps in the United States where hostile foreign nationals are training and preparing to attack major targets of infrastructure, whether it's a nuclear power plant or it's other vital systems necessary for the stability of our country here, to attack these targets at a moment's notice. It takes the military some time to deploy, to respond to an incident. So, armed citizens with AR-15s is a good way to get a response to the incident wherever it may be, if help is a long ways off. So that's all I want to discuss with you right now. This battle rifle here, Eugene Stoner AR-15 M4 M16, whatever you want to call it, is so small of a rifle that any smaller it would not be effective for much of anything. And 2, every American household needs one of these rifles. I'm Wheelgun Dan. Thanks for watching.